Hello, soldiers. I'm Commander Cyrious. The Nexus is here. It only took 9 years. But the day this video is released will be the first live matches on this continent. Many people will be experiencing it for the first time. But if you want a preview, I'm going to run you through it right now. Let's go Planetside and drop in to the Nexus. So soldiers, if you want to really see a blast from the past, check the upper right of your screen and you'll have a link to this full video. The hype video for the Nexus was released by Sony Online Entertainment 9 years ago. And guys, I have played this map and compared it to this video. It is very similar. I could not find differences. So we are going to get to play the Nexus basically as the original designers created it. To start, I want to go through the map for you, give you a good rundown, especially if you've never played on it before. And then I can answer general questions about Outfit Wars. The map is very symmetrical. Let's start in the middle. That's Bitter Gorge Garrison, the Granite Head Reactor, and Aerozek Satcom Hub. These three bases will start as neutral bases, grayed out. From neutral, that's the halfway mark, it's 7 minutes to cap with 2 points, 2 minutes to cap with all 3 points. Let's take a look at Bitter Gorge Garrison first. The spawn room to the 3 capture points is set up in a T formation. The A point in the middle is encapsulated by 2 L buildings on either side. And the C and B point are on the wings of the base in triple stacks. There are no deploy zones associated with this base. Beware of Lodestar galaxies able to land on roofs of points and deploy right there. The base is very long. It's generally assaulted by setting up Sunderers outside of B or C point and attacking the base in a linear manner. Next, we're moving over to the central base, Granite Head Reactor. This one is enshrouded in ice cliffs, which partially gives air cover but also gives air to ground something to hide behind. When leaving the spawn room, C point is on the right in a triple stack, and B point is on the left in a typical powerhouse building. A point is underneath the main road through the base, and can be accessed by ramps from both the main spawn and the people defending B and C. A point is set up for a large open room battle. The shields on the floor are for aesthetic purposes to close in the reactors in Granite Head Reactor. The rest of the base plays out mostly how powerhouses and triple stacks play out, with bridges from the spawn room to get to that side. Setting up logistics at this base will be a bit of a challenge. Again, there are no deploy zones, so you can deploy a galaxy above the base if you want. I expect patrolling air to rapidly take those out. Driving Sunderers from adjacent bases will be difficult because they'll have to go through choke points on either side to get here. I had no part in strategy or leadership when on the Nexus server, but we were able to take Granite Head Reactor at the start. It was very much a linchpin base for the entire match. Okay, moving down to the final neutral base on launch, Aerozek Satcom Hub. The main structure of this base is a tech plant, but they've deleted the air pads from it. This base is unique in that it does have no deploy zones. So you can get up pretty close to the base, but you can't deploy in the vehicle bay or under the main pass-through in a tech plant. You can, however, deploy at the front of this where the elevator usually is, and it is an interesting spot for an anvil. When you first run in, it looks very much like a tech plant, but there's no lift pad to the upper level, and the first point is there on the ground floor. You then run up the stairs to the second point, which is in its usual location, but configured differently. This point has full protection from the balcony. There are walls separating the balcony and the stairway going up it. If you do go up the balcony, it takes you to the outside where there are lift pads to the upper level. This isn't the only way up. There are also lift pads on either side of the base where you would normally drive a vehicle through the middle of it. Okay guys, so we've talked about the middle bases. Now let's talk about the perimeter. There's actually only 3 more bases left. And that's because All the remaining bases come in pairs. So in the northwest, Argent Pass is the same as Slate Canyon Hold, and in the southeast, Nexus Secure Substation is the same as Hydroponics Compound, and the Nexus Alpha is the same as the Nexus Omega. Those are the bulwark bases, the last ones before the warp gate. So we'll start in the southeast. We're at Hydroponics Compound here. This is just north of the SATCOM hub. Again, there are no deploy zones here. You can set up your Sunderer spawns wherever you want. In this case, the defenders are trying to get themselves a little bit closer to A point by setting up a Sundy in the road. Vehicles can easily roll through here. There are no generators or gate shields impeding progress. You also notice ants with deliverer modules are availably used as spawns. There are no construction zones, so they are not affected. The biggest pro of using an ant is it comes out of a medium anvil rather than a heavy anvil, as well as them being more agile so they can get into more difficult places. The con is there's no infantry terminal, can't resupply, can't pull a max. So ladies and gentlemen, while there is an opportunity to run along the ramparts on either side and flank, the fight generally boils down to a powerhouse room. Now we are jumping back up to the north side of the map, that is Argent Pass and Slate Canyon Hold. So what you get out of these bases is basically bridge battles. They've got a few buildings on either side of the spawn room for a little bit of cover if you want to move horizontally. Otherwise, you have 5 bridges to try to breach across as infantry to get to the point. There is effectively a Sunderer garage under A point. Now you can see there is a slight difference in the cover and approach between Argent Pass and Slate Canyon Hold. On Argent Pass, the defenders have 1 building and then a crate. At Slate Canyon Hold, they have 2 buildings. You can also slide into the ice canyon behind the base for spawns. You can see there's a fork in the road as you approach the base. Your Sunderers can swing off to the side and come in through the back to set up. Completely protected from air deep inside this ice canyon, susceptible to C4 and tanks. The rest of the base, however, is completely unprotected from the air. Bulldogs and air hammers reign supreme, so be ready to get indoors. The bridges were definitely a tough vector for the defenders to attack from. I saw a lot of spawns and beacons up in the cliffs surrounding the base. Again, there are no deploy zones, so set up a Sunderer, ant, wherever you want for spawns. Going to interject while we're at this base. There are settings in the interface section where you can change your enemy versus ally colors. And the faction colors will tint based on if you are the Alpha or Omega team. I could not wrap my brain around in the first match, to be honest. But they do have improved flexibility in setting up your colors how you want, even since I played this round. Okay, so you've captured a base adjacent to their bulwark base. That is either the Alpha Nexus or the Omega Nexus. And you have battled your way down this canyon and started getting logistics set up at that Nexus base. Now remember, these bases are a big deal because if you take this base, the match immediately ends, you win, and are rewarded any remaining points in the pot. That is, the red and blue bars at the top are the territory control, and the number in the middle is the remaining points in the pot. So in the event of people having the same records, those points will determine who is ranked higher. So the point room is a big unique building in the middle that is flanked by powerhouses on either side that have a horizontal and vertical generator. The general flow of these bases is you need to take down the horizontal on one side and vertical generator on the other side for the shields to come down on the spawn room. From there, you can go up through the server room and into the point room. These shields block all fire from either side, friendly or enemy. But not only is it hard to make sure the generators stay down, there is another way in. You can gate shield diffuse on flash through these shields. So in order to get these bases ticking down faster, that is absolutely going to be part of the strategy. Much like Sunderers next to amp station shields, flashes with GSD and their rumble seat will allow people to jump through the shields. Sorry about all this Terran Republic spirit here, we just had a big cap. The stream's a lot of fun. You should come out sometime. So, in the event you break into the room early, before the shields are down, it is then a process of trying to set up a hold in a room that is basically Swiss cheese. You can't get reinforcements in. You are trying to hug yourself up against walls so they can't pop out and snipe you. So, what I like about these bases is they do hold up to their purpose as bulwark bases. The match is over if the defenders lose. They're definitely set up to favor the defenders, as they should. So, soldiers, that is the Nexus base for you in a nutshell. In the test event last weekend, they were able to squash a few bugs. I expect there are still going to be a few that pop up, so please be patient as we go through this season. It is not listed as an alpha season like the first 3 were, but I think the devs are realizing people will take them seriously no matter what. And if anyone does try to abuse the system or the rules in any way, they can't lean back on the argument, oh, it's just the alpha. So we're doing it live. Please have some patience if there are any challenges. So soldiers, there it is, your rundown of the Nexus. I think there's going to be a slight learning curve, but after one match in the qualifiers, you're going to feel pretty much like a pro on that map. Outfits are going to have to decide how they deal with air. Air can become very dominant when someone wins that battle. And logistics will be hard if you lose it. I was going to dive into the ranking and scoring, but I'm realizing I'm going to have to save that for another video. I think it's going to become pretty apparent to people as the qualifiers play out how it's going to work. You can also just read up on it. If you go in-game to the outfit tab, to the outfit war areas, there's a button that says more info, and that'll explain it to you. But that is going to be all for now, fellow Araxians. I'm Commander Cyrious. And until next time, I will see you Planetside.